With my brother YP, Unity, we in here, we still rapping.
This is Dr. Sabir, and welcome to the Dr. Sabir Show. On today's episode, we will continue our discussion on how to know when your child is involved with a gang. In the previous episode, I stated to first ask your child. As a parent, this may be one of the most difficult things to do. However, we often have challenges in expressing ourselves to our children, but it is still very critical for parents to ask the question. The response you may receive from your child may not be the response you want to hear, but you have an obligation and right to know what is going on in your child's life. Depending on your child, he or she may already be telling you what you need to know through their actions or behaviors. So before we get too far ahead in our discussion, people often ask me, Dr. Sabir, at what age should a parent begin to have a discussion with their child? As a parent, you have to use your better judgment, but typically it is a good rule of thumb to begin healthy discussions with your child by the 3rd or 4th grade. So after you have begun discussions with your child, giving them the benefit of doubt is essential. And most of you know your child better than anyone else. If you believe that there is more to the story or things are not quite making sense, then you're probably correct in your suspicions. Perhaps this is where closer observations of differences in their behaviors are important. Behavioral differences may include sudden mood changes, increased aggression, sudden repeated anger towards siblings, authoritative figures such as school counselors, teachers, principals, coaches, or police officials, bullying, unexplained bruises on their faces, necks, arms, and back, severe depression, and sudden attraction to weapons, drugs, and alcohol. Allow me to pause for a moment because as a parent, we cannot attempt to correct ill behaviors in our children, such as drug and alcohol usage, when we engage in those behaviors ourselves. Now think about it. There are other behavioral indicators not mentioned here, so if you have your suspicions, consult with other youth professionals or counselors. Behavioral problems are not always indicative of a child's attraction towards a gang, but in the wake of social media influences, why take a chance? If you feel that you cannot have good, healthy discussions with your child regarding gangs, I recommend utilizing the services of youth ministers, school counselors, community mentors, impartial family members, or other youth experts. For criminal purposes, our children only have 14 to 17 years to be categorized as children. Then the remainder of their lives, they are considered adults. In Texas, your child can be charged as an adult for a crime in some cases as young as 14. So let's do our part and give them a good start on their adulthood. Let's say no more incarceration, no more school suspensions, no more alcoholism, no more truancy, no more drug dependency, no more peer and community violence, no more. There's so much more we can discuss, so in the meantime, if you have a question, please email me at sabir32@aol.com. Thank you for caring, and thank you for tuning in to the Dr. Sabir Show.
Black book sessions, outlines and sketches, practice hairstyles, one-lines and measures, perfecting my craft, ill ways to rights like Ali, training for a 12-round fight, you gotta train hard, I read till my brain throb, make sure it's real, before I claim God, make knowledge be born, writing names on the wall in a style that I master, with a rusto blaster, vivid imagination reflects in each creation, vibes attract eyes from all over the place, and it's real nature.